You wouldn't believe that last weekend we had, what, I think it was -6 or -8, and now all of a sudden we have it like +14. Perhaps being in a short sleeve t-shirt, it's a little bit ambitious right now, but you know what, I just want to show you what I'm going to do today. As I said in my Canna video, that where the Cannas had been in the diamond, I want to take all the trees out and move them, and then obviously so you can only have the Cannas in that particular part. So, seeing that it is, you know, what is it now, February, it is a good time to move deciduous trees. I was going to move them earlier on, but I couldn't because the ground was frozen, because we literally had 14 days. We just had shit weather. It was windy, it was freezing. So now it is a little bit warmer, and here I am, moving trees. Altogether, I'm going to be moving 9 trees today. I'm saying I am, obviously Jane is going to help me. From all the trees I'm moving a couple of pussy willows, then I'm moving a lilac, then this one is a birch, and this one is a fuck knows what, and then I've got the 2 in the front. I think one of them is the trees. So there's a rule of thumb. Deciduous trees, move them in the dormant period, which is right now. And evergreen trees should be moved in October or then in March, because the thing is, if you move them later than October, if the winter gets really hot, they suffer stress anyway being moved. But if the winter is then going to be quite hard, then you pretty much could be, you know, then the tree could be fucked basically. So yeah, don't. Again, evergreen, October up to October I would move them, and then again next week during March. Try to get as much root as you possibly can. Also, what I'm doing, I prepare the holes where they're gonna go before I actually dig them out, so I can just dig them out and dump them in. Sometimes, obviously, you need to adjust the hole a little bit, because sometimes you make them too big and sometimes you make them too small. But you know what? This is stuff you're just gonna have to live with, and you're just gonna have to work around it. I mean, I know this isn't rocket science, but this is what we do. We take these sticks, walk around the garden to have a look where we want the trees, jam them in, and then, you know, change them several times, and then start digging up. And now I'm going to move the lilac. Anyway, with that one, you have one, and then all of a sudden you have all these little, well, you know, they're not rhizomes, obviously, but there's all these other little trees coming out on the side. So that one is going to go out, and it's going to go over there. Not that you can see that right now, but yeah. Oh, and also, one thing I don't do, shut up. Fucking birds. Anyway, so the one thing I don't do, when I put the trees in, I don't put mulch or anything like that in the bottom of the hole, because of the fact that obviously, you know, the roots will feel quite comfortable and they're not going to start spreading out. I think I said that in another video, but just in case I haven't, so don't do that. Because then literally the root ball is just going to stay where it is and just going to start growing, you know, I guess rather tight, rather than spreading out looking for nutrients. Not that you should neglect them of nutrients. What I do, I put I put compost on top. So when you water, all the nutrients go into the soil. Yes, that's what I do. Anyway, let's start digging. Gloves. I do that sort of thing with rubber gloves once in a while. I don't do that sort of, anyway, you know what, fuck it. I'm going around the tree round about 50 centimeters. The problem is, on the slide, is I've got this one here as well. So I'm going to take out more root for the lilac, but less for this one. Again, this is like one of those things where you're just going to have a look. I always go by the size of the tree. The tree that is bigger gets more roots. Fuck. Really heavy. But it's out and in the wheelbarrow. I think I had a hernia. Probably have my intestines falling into my scrotum. Yes. Yes, Jane has a big scrotum. Anyway, let's move it to where it should go. I need a bigger hole. Much bigger hole. Seeing that I couldn't think of the word earlier on, this is what I was talking about the suckers. So you plant a lilac, and then all of a sudden all these wonderful little things, these suckers, come up all over the place. And basically, if I would, you know, just cut it off here, as I did, and this, and you plant it somewhere, and then you would have a new lilac tree. Or you just like leave them next to the tree where they tend to appear, going boom, 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 all over the place, and then all of a sudden you've got like this mega bush tree thing. But anyway, so sometimes I just hack them off with a spade and then I throw them out, because you know what? While I like those trees, I don't want to have 10,000 in the garden. And it is in. So what I usually do, I leave it a little bit lower than the rest of the soil. About, I don't know, a couple of centimeters lower than the rest of the ground, so the water can run in. And then obviously over time it'll fill up anyway. So this one is in, only 9 to go. And I have a splinter. So obviously now I'm going to start taking out the other trees, and I think it's going to be eye-gougingly boring if I would just fill every single one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you at the end how it looks. Well, these are going to be over there. Yeah. Fucking hell. Anyway, the diamond is empty. We moved 8 trees out of there, we moved 2 trees from the front, and they're pretty much all over the garden. I can tell you one thing, I'd rather have a 2-week vacation at the Hotel Cortez than doing this one again, because by God, honestly, note to self, don't let the trees grow quite as big as they did. And I'm going to show you around the garden where all the trees are. And obviously as it is, you know, you start with one thing and then it all of a sudden leads to something else. So where I put one of the trees over there, then I realized there was one of the old grasses there, so that had to come out and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? It always is that way. You start with one job, and then all of a sudden it turns into several jobs. Yes. Yeah. Now I can't be asked anymore. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see how it actually looks in the garden with all the trees. So there's one here. Then we have the lilac over there. That's the fuck knows what tree. And these are the ones from the front, there and there. And this one, I mean, this is a beauty. Yeah. And then there's another one over there and another couple at the back. So as you can see, the garden looks pretty shit right now, but you know what? Obviously, you know, season's only beginning, the trees are in, and I'm happy. This is pretty much it. I'm gonna go inside now, I'm gonna get drunk. See you later. Bye.